Yes, good evening, everyone. My name's Chad. Just getting ready to get this information together for you guys on the API that I chose to study, which was the Facebook Graph API. I'm just going to go over a couple basic definitions first, as they asked us in the course regarding JSON and AJAX. JSON here stands for JavaScript Object Notation, as we saw in class. It's a syntax for storing and exchanging data, and is easier to use than alternative to XML coding. And of course we can see here a snippet of XML coding, and we see how it's very verbose and spaced out, and it's more simplified and simple to read and run here in the JSON example. If we move forward into AJAX, we have a little chart here that shows, with the browser, an event occurs, creates an XML HTTP request, sends that HTTP request via the internet to the server, where the HTTP request is processed. It creates a response and sends the data back to the browser via the internet, and then the process processes the return data using JavaScript and updates the page content. Difference between this and jQuery, etc., if I remember correctly, is that it has to go through a server and not necessarily just on or through your main file system on your computer. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit into how this works with this Facebook Graph API. I'm going to show you an example of how it's used. I'll just give you a few details about it. Let's scroll back to the top here. It says here it's a primary way to get data in and out of Facebook's platform. It's a low-level HTTP-based API that you can use to query data, post new stories, manage ads, upload photos, and a variety of other tasks. And it has different types of nodes, edges, and fields that it uses for that information to put in. How it's structured, they have a different guide that talks about that, but it uses object IDs, sort of like you would see in jQuery or JSON, to access the Graph API. They don't specifically document any node object ID structure or format because it's extremely likely to change over time. So yes, they do have certain APIs that are good for at least a couple years, and then there are other API extensions that they have that Facebook will sometimes update almost every 90 days or maybe even sooner, depending on what they feel is needed. So let's scroll down a bit here and show you how this is actually used in Facebook. As you can see here, I already did an example where I used the Graph API Explorer to type hello world versus going up here in my box and putting it into my profile. So let's go back over here, and we opened up the Explorer tab here. Let me clear this out. We'll start from the beginning and follow the directions. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Get Access Token, and we are going to hit Get Access Token. Okay, this gives us this. We're going to, let's see what's the next step in the dialog box. Get access token. Okay. All right. Then we're going to type, make our first Graph API request by typing /me in the Get section. Okay, and that's going to provide all of our basic information of our profile. So we're going to go up here, /me, submit, and here we are with the ID, first name, gender, last name, link, and other pertinent information related to my profile. Okay, so we'll scroll down now that we have that, and we're going to try to publish something this time. In order to do that, we have to get publishing permissions. So we're going to go back to the Get Token, Get Access Token. We're going to go to Extended Permissions. We already have Publish Actions checked. We're going to hit Get Token, and then that will be situated like that. Then we are going to go here and select Post. Okay, we're going to go here and put a extension of, I believe it's feed, if as the directions said. I'm going to type message for the name and hello world 2. This has already been selected to only be privately viewed by me, so it won't be viewed publicly by my friends or anyone else that looks at my profile. Okay, and if I remember correctly, that should be situated. We're going to hit the submit button, and now we have an ID number here. And if I go back to my profile and refresh, there it is, Hello World 2, via the Graph API Explorer. Okay, I know that's a bit of a quick rundown of the API of the Graph API in Facebook. If you have any questions, please let me know in the response, or if there's anything further you need me to elaborate upon, I'll do the best I can when we respond to each other's posts. Thanks again, much appreciated, and talk with you all soon.
All right, Chad.